All right, we are going to be talking, this is a continuation of the last video that I did on Frax, which is another real world asset token that we just got done talking about. Here's the video. If you have not gotten into it, it's right above here. Click on that because it's a juicy one, and I think Frax is about to take off. Block Square is number 900 in terms of market cap, so it is very, very low. Their market cap is $3 million, so it's not bad, but these guys have some really, really big alpha that I think is going to change the way we look at real estate. Now, what is Block Square? Block Square is a tokenized infrastructure for real estate. So essentially what they're doing is they are helping creators and investors like myself to tokenize real estate so we can actually fractionalize it and create marketplaces where we can buy tokenized fraction parts of tokenized real estate peer-to-peer, and then start receiving the rent from the Airbnbs or from the long-term rentals that we've got. Or let's say you buy a shopping center or something, you're sharing in those profits and you're getting paid in DAI, which is really cool. Now, why is this such a cool protocol, and why do I think it's actually going to be one of the top real-world assets, and specifically in the real estate market? Well, they've got this dApp called Ocean Point, okay? And Ocean Point is a place where you can actually stake your crypto. So you've got like this right here, your BST, which is the ticker symbol for Block Square, where in the governance pool, you can actually earn 5.57%, which is whatever. But down here in the issuer BSPT, which BSPT are the tokens that are related to the real estate tokens, you're actually seeing way higher returns. So you're able to literally put money into this. And let's say, for instance, this community BSPT, this is from people who've got tokens that are actually receiving passive income. And in regards to the DAI that you were supposed to receive, instead of receiving, let's say, a 5% or a 7% return, you're actually able to give that money up to Block Square, and you're going to earn 141.16% BST tokens right now, so that you can earn, way more on your real estate. Now, there's very few tokens that you can actually do this on right now because they want to make sure that they are profiting really well and that they are tokens that have a good passive income. But in the meantime, this is huge. Now, what do they do with that DAI? Well, what ends up happening is Block Square ends up taking that DAI, okay, and they end up buying the BSP token and re-entering it in so that they have a constant pool of money that can go back to the stakers of the Ocean Point protocol in regards to their BSPT and BST tokens. So this is a pretty big thing. So let's take a look at some of the things like the supply. So 40% out of 100 million BST total supply has been allocated for liquidity mining. Although this initially set amount is to incentivize the early community, could be changed through a governance vote. The distribution schedule is currently set to, so they had 1 million BSP token the first 3 months to incentivize people to stake up their BST tokens, and then 500,000 BST for approximately the next 6 years. Now, again, this could change through a governance vote, and the more valuable and the more scarce this token becomes, I'd be inclined to actually slow that emissions down for sure, because we want to make sure that that token has some scarcity. Now, currently they've launched version 1 and 2, and we're in version 3, headed towards version 4, but they've gotten all sorts of things. Now, here's the part that I was telling you about earlier, where you've got the BST buyback. So once real estate owners start staking in the asset pool, their real estate assets tokens, i.e. BSPT, become part of Ocean Point, and after a 6-month lockup period, these tokenized properties might become available for the community to acquire the legal rights to revenues generated by the real estate assets. Now, members of the community will be able to stake BSPT tokens with the introduction of the community asset pool with V4 to redirect DAI revenues to the DAO's treasury while receiving a compensation in BST rewards. Initially, the accumulated revenues will be used by the DAO governance board to execute BST token purchases, like I was saying earlier, on the open market so that the acquired BST can be then burned effectively, decreasing the token supply. So this is really cool. Now, we have to be mindful of this because this is something that we want to understand. There is a lot of tokens that have just recently vested, which is really cool. So the mentors vested, which was a smaller portion. This is right here, this kind of like red BST. You guys gotta make this a little bit more clear distinction. But right here, the mentors from here to here, it's a very small block, but the team BST tokens is unlocking here, and this is a big portion. So I'm pretty confident they probably won't be dumping a whole bunch of these tokens. Maybe they'll sell some because they want to profit take, and that's cool, but they're probably going to be holding on to a big majority because their incentive is for this project to succeed and, flourish. Now, I'm holding personally a large amount of BST tokens because I've actually started tokenizing real estate. I have a project in beta right now, and the more tokens that I actually hold, the less money that I have to pay to the BST team for them to tokenize my real estate. And that's in like perpetuity, which is really, really, really cool. So you get a major discount depending on the amount of tokens that you hold for them to tokenize your real estate. It's another huge incentive for people to buy BST tokens and hold them and stake them. So anyways, this is my video on BST. I really think that this one has a lot of potential. Now, let's take a look at some good entry points to this. Unless you're looking to buy and get into tokenized real estate, but if you want to speculate on this token, let's go to Block Square. All right, BST token right here. And let's take a look at where it's at and where we could have a nice entry. Okay, so we're just starting to actually get into some nice momentum here. We're not quite there. My entry, if I was just trading this and wanting to get in, now you can't leverage trade this. It only has 7.89% to go to where I would say this line is my entry point, where I would say I would be getting in, okay? And that price would be at 0.0489 cents. And this is on, you can buy it on MEXC or where I buy it, because I'm all about DeFi. I don't like using centralized exchanges. I buy it on Uniswap. So you can buy it on Uniswap. And there actually is if you're into liquidity pools, there is a way for you to put your some liquidity in the liquidity pool. And check this out. They're paying 67.25% in BST token. So if you think that this one could blast up, which I think this one could definitely do 100x. This could be a $3 billion company in the matter of the next year, and especially as big as the narrative that RWAs have up and coming. I think this is definitely one you should not be sleeping in. But if you want to learn more about how I momentum trade, you want to click on the video right above here, and we're going to get you in. And we do have a 7-day free trial if you're interested in learning more about crypto, if you're interested in diving deep into some of these projects like we do with our courses that we give to our students, and you want to get in with an app, a self-guided course, an unlimited amount of resources. Literally, you have an app on your iPhone, on your Google phone, and on your desktop, then there's a link down below for a 7-day free trial to check out and see if you like what we're doing. And if you do, head on over. You're going to want to stay because there's lots of money to be made here and lots to learn in DeFi. It's the new way of doing business, and it's here to stay. All right, everyone. Cheers.